The world is going through a situation of where there is no decency, no principles. I mean, things are just happening haphazardly, and it's shameful. But the PDP is alive and well, believe it or not. You see, because the indication for me is what is going on in the field. We have, our structure is solid. After that National Convention of November 15, 16, 2025.
In Ibadan.
In Ibadan. Everything is in order. The only problem we have now is INEC that is giving recognition to people, our members that we have expelled. I mean, that is the only problem we have.
It's a big problem, isn't it?
It is a big problem. It is not a problem only for the PDP. It is a problem for the question of survival of democracy in Nigeria. It's a question of integrity of our institutions. Where you have INEC, the chairman, I said it before many times, I'm sure you know that, so long as the president, who is going to be competing in the same election, is the one appointing the INEC chairman, we have a problem. So that problem is there. So the INEC chairman has to be above board. Everybody has to sit. So far, Amupiton is behaving just like the one before him, satisfying everything that comes from the political party in power. It's not good enough. So that's a problem for us, but it's a problem for the whole of Nigeria. And that is a terrible thing to do because the whole international world is watching. If you rig election the way you normally rig it before, you may have Trump coming to get you in your chambers. You may disappear overnight.
You're using Trump to threaten the Nigerian state.
Yes.
That's what you're doing.
Yes. Everybody has to be careful. This is not the first time it's happening. International Criminal Court is there. So be careful what you do. The way they rig election in Nigeria, no. It's not going to happen again. 2027 is going to be different. So everybody be on the lookout. What we are doing in the PD is making sure that we talk to members of the party. Look, you're right to say ADC is growing. And I'm happy that ADC is growing.
You're happy for ADC?
Oh, definitely. Because all we want in Nigeria is anybody, any party, ADC or PDP, so long as it's not this APC. From Buhari's 8 years of destruction to another 4 years of Bola Ahmed Tinubu intensifying the destruction of the economy and security of Nigeria and the unity of Nigeria, we want a change. So therefore, eventually we are going to allow, we are going to support.
You're saying that so far as it's not the APC.
Yes.
But I remember clearly that was the slogan too, at the time when there was going to be a change of government from Jonathan to Buhari.
Sure.
It became anything but Jonathan.
Sure.
So if we're continuing like that, are we really getting it right or we're simply repeating the mistakes of the past?
No. We're saying that, you see, the point is, let us be sincere. What got Jonathan out of office was not because Jonathan was not performing. An illusion of failure was created.
An illusion. The bombs were going off. Boko Haram was very active at
yes,
that time.
very active.
Car parks were being bombed, churches were being bombed.
That is true,
Nigerians were dying.
But unfortunately, the people behind the whole development of Boko Haram are the people in APC government now, including Buhari himself.
No, that's an allegation.
Yes, it is an allegation, and I make it boldly to be sued. Anybody can take us to court on it.
Because we're still having terror attacks. So if you say they were the sponsors and they are now in government, so how come we're still having the terror attacks?
That is why they cannot stop the terror attacks, because they are in collusion with the terrorists. That is the issue.
It's an allegation that
it is an allegation, and I'm not the only one making it, and this is not the first time that it's been made.
Since it cannot be proven, maybe
three things that the American government has asked the Nigerian government to do to avoid the kind of thing that has happened to them in Venezuela. One, you release, what's his name? Is he Jack or Jackson, the guy that was arrested defending himself? Release him. Number two, publish the name of people who are sponsoring terrorism. They haven't done that. They can't do it. Because if you publish those names, most likely Shettima will be on that list. Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself will be on the list.
Those are allegations that you cannot prove.
Look, during the Boko Haram incident that got rid of Jonathan,
you can't prove those allegations, and you do not know for a fact that America has asked for such a list to be published.
No. That is a fact.
No, we don't know that.
Well, that is a fact that the list must be published. The third thing is that you must end terrorism in your country. Attacks on Christians and non-Muslims and non-supporters of extremists. All the killings, the terrorism, the insecurity must end. Those are the three things.
Which is why the Nigerian government is working with the American government.
So they say. Yes, so they say. But the bombings in Sokoto, look, we have a serious problem. This government has failed in so many ways. We have outsourced our economy to France. Our tax data is in France. It is not under our control. Our security is under the control of the Americans. Do you know that when you go and bombing in Sokoto, this is not a question of Nigeria alone. You are facing all those countries in the Sahel that have liberated themselves. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. That is the target. You have exposed all those people to attacks from America because you are looking for a way out in Nigeria. So we have sold out Africa. We have sold out our home country under this administration. This administration must go. And we are not doing what they did in 2015, which is to say they are going to form a parallel government if Jonathan doesn't leave, if he doesn't leave the office. The people who made that comment, those are terrorists, political terrorism, to say you will form a parallel government, otherwise you blow everything up. They're the same people who encourage Boko Haram to terrorize until the Chibok girls and all these stories until Jonathan left. Now, Jonathan left, now you are in power. For 8 years of Buhari, disaster. Another 4 years of Tinubu, intensified disaster in our country. The economy, security, the unity of the country. No, politicians have never been more distrusted and hated in Nigeria than today.
All right, Dr. Pierce, if you say that, I mean, it's within your right to not to want APC to continue. I mean, that's politics. But then if you say that there should be a change and the APC must go, what leverage does your party have, given that it is factionalized, given that you have not even declared whether you will work with ADC and a few other parties to ensure that there is a true coalition that can confront APC?
The ADC is forming its coalition.
Yes.
A lot of people are going into ADC.
Will you go?
That is good.
Will you go?
The PDP is strong enough.
Of course it is not strong enough.
Apparently, President Trump's administration gave the Tinubu government 3 conditions that must be adhered to regarding the Islamic terrorism situation in Nigeria. 1. Release Mr. Sunday Jackson, who defended himself by killing an Islamic terrorist that attacked him on his own farm. Mr. Jackson has since been freed from prison, and his death penalty sentence was pardoned by the governor of Adamawa State. 2. Make public the names of sponsors and enablers of Islamic terrorism in Nigeria. To date, these names have not been made public by the Tinubu government. The question is why? As you can see, this has been a major sticking point for the APC administration, even under the late President Buhari. When asked on a national television why the government is refusing to name the sponsors of Islamic terrorism in Nigeria, the country's current Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuggar, focused his energy on the need for thorough investigation, meaning due diligence, before taking action on, or releasing alleged terror sponsors, to prevent wrongful accusations. Following Trump's pressure on Nigeria's government, Tinubu's own spokesperson, Daniel Bwala, said this.
Since the wake of 9/11, terrorism became a global issue. So any part of the world where there is terrorism is a concern of the rest of the world. That's why it is in the interest of the world that Nigeria is supported for us to end it. They were in the Middle East, and gradually they are coming through the Sahel to create a hub of terrorism and terrorist activities in Africa. And that's why the demand is now in the world, on the world's, government to see how they can cooperate with Nigeria. At home, probably in the course of the conversation, I will tell you far-reaching decisions, tough decisions that the president is taking. And in the coming days, we will know who are terrorists and who are their financiers.
Well, that's very important. Their financiers, terrorists and their financiers. The government, not just this government, even previous administrations have always shied away from mentioning who the financiers of terrorists are. It's just been lip service paid to it, and we hear them say we're going or issue threats that they would mention who these financiers are. And Nigerians are saying, come on, it's time to name and shame because we believe this would help, curb this trend of terrorism if you cut the vein that passes the blood, to these terrorist activity.
The lifeline of all terrorist activities is finances. That's why not just the United States, the rest of the world try to look at money laundering and terrorism financing. There have been laws in different countries of the world to deal with terrorism financing. When you cut the finances from them, it dies naturally. And it was through terrorism financing that the United States of America was able to end ISIS, because before then, ISIS were getting funding. Otherwise, you will look at ragtag people in the bush, and you see more than 200 of them holding AK-47. How much is it? Sometimes you even see them using high-tech advanced surveillance system, drone system. Where did they get it from? They are not in the city. And then sometimes you see them with military fatigue. Where are they getting it from? Is the financiers. Now, as a country, over time, the people financing terrorism would have been exposed to government. For whatever reason, government hasn't or were not able to take the steps that was required. President Tinubu is not going to tolerate that. You see, because when terrorism thrives, even the legitimacy of your government is threatened. And terrorism does not support the progress of humanity. Anywhere in the world where there is where you see there are terrorist activities, check that country, they will never make progress. You will make one step and you come back two. Now, in Nigeria, that's why what the president decided to do a few days ago when he declared state of emergency was to ramp up. And we have always believed that Nigerians will solve Nigerian problems.
That's an emergency in security.
Emergency in insecurity, dealing with that. We have limited manpower.
The third and final condition that President Trump, apparently, made on Tinubu is this: end Islamic terrorism activities in Nigeria. This is perhaps why Tinubu went ahead to declare a state of emergency on insecurity, followed by a declaration that bandits and kidnappers are terrorists. The opposition in the country have been calling for this since. Tinubu and APC refused to do it. Now, Trump has forced them to do so. And they have started to show gradual courage in carrying out occasional military assaults on terrorist enclaves in the country.
Let's turn attention to Kano State, where at least 23 bandits have been killed following precision airstrikes carried out by the air component of Operation Phantom Yama in Janono and Sayawa local government areas. Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, 3 Brigade Nigerian Army, Major Babatunde Zubairu, confirmed the troops of the Joint Task Force repelled the bandit attack in Kano and pursued the fleeing assailant to Karadowa village in Matazu local government area of Katsina State. The air component later identified the bandits at Darmake at Matazu local government area during what was believed to be a barrel of their fallen members. It carried out a precision airstrike after trailing their movement.
But the terrorists are still wreaking havoc in the country and still seem to have the upper hand. The attack that happened on the 4th of January, 2026, with reports of between 30 to 60 people killed, with others kidnapped, happened in a community that had been attacked by Islamic terrorists previously. Who is sponsoring and guiding these terrorists? The question that we all must keep asking is, why has Tinubu and APC not released the names of terrorism sponsors yet? Please leave your comment below. Thank you.